been doing a little bit more watercolor painting recently. From somewhere, I bought an 8.5 by 5.5 watercolor pad by Strathmore, and it was really good paper and I liked it. And I'll put, I may have already shared some of these images, but I put some of them in little simple mats, and I think that that really brightens them up. And then I got another little pad, and let me show you what I've been doing with it. Now, I thought that this pad was bigger, but it wasn't. It's a teeny little thing. Um, but I decided to do something I saw somebody do on Facebook, I think, and that is, it's just a simple little scene, but you take a little piece of a credit card. This is just a really small end of the credit card, and you put paint from your tube on there. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is my original set of tubes that my husband got me. These are Mission Golds, and I really love them. Some of them I use a lot, like some of my greens. This Hooker green is pretty much done. I've gone through a lot of yellows, and some of my reds I've had to reorder. So I've got some extra tubes here, as you see, and elsewhere. But I really like these tubes. Now, if I don't want to use tubes, then I use pans. And these pans look like this, okay? And you activate them by putting water in there and swish it around some with your brush, and you get some good pigment. But with the tubes, I squirt a little bit of the tube into these empty pan spots and add water, and I can keep them just pretty much indefinitely. They dry out and I reactivate them just like you do with the pans. But with this particular method with the credit card stump, I have to use soft tubes. These get hard. That's pretty hard. That one's actually, I must have used that yesterday. But most of them get pretty hard. So I just squeeze it out of the tube. Now that's a lot of pigment for a little teeny piece. What I do like, though, is that you can see some of that tube pigment left on here. You can see it better on the one I did this morning. Really dark. See that right there? Oh. Anyway, and these are a little bit abstract. I did draw some of the pigment out as little thin branches on this one, but you use the little credit card stump and you put your pigment just like that on this one, and then you use plain water to just draw it out, leaving some white spots. I think that brightens it and really is effective. On this one, I'd use the credit card to do lines this way, and you can still see some of the lines I did. I used sap green, hooker green, and viridian, I think. And then I drew some of it down this way with water too. So you're kind of getting a horizon line with an image above and an image below. I think that's kind of fun. Now, as soon as I put the blue on there, I changed my mind about what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do water, and so I put away my brown, kept out this cobalt blue, added the ultramarine, and a little bit of black. It was too much black. I had to back off of the black a bit. And then later, when I was putting something dark on this line, that was actually Payne's Gray. I should have gotten that out, but I didn't. Now, the white is gouache, Winsor & Newton. I've never found a white pen that I like for something like this, but gouache does work, especially if I'd reactivated the gouache that was in here and stirred it until it was pretty thick. But you can notice here that a lot of it is slightly fading down to a very pale gray, which is okay. Kind of a weird looking wave, but I think I'm okay with it. Yeah, probably could have been a little tighter, but yeah, it's just a practice, so it doesn't matter. So there it is. Finally, I'm spinning again. I haven't been spinning in recent weeks. A lot of stressful things have been happening, a lot of difficulties. And there are some things, some creative things I can do when I'm very stressed. Painting is one of those. As I get better, I can also do a little bit of sewing. But uh, spinning doesn't take enough concentration, I'm sorry to say. And so if I'm sitting here spinning, my mind can still go back to what's making me anxious. Sewing takes some concentration for me, and painting does too. And so those both act as creative work that is strong enough to distract my brain, which is useful when you're anxious. So some of you may know that as well if you struggle with the same kind of things. So I'm very happy to be back to spinning. I've missed it. I'm still working on this tri-colored brown. My big problem is what to do with the yarn that I have spun. I'm going to start thinking about that. I don't know that I want to do any more knitting with it. I might do some weaving with it. I've done very little weaving with my hand spun, and I think that might be something I need to do more of. We'll see. Right now, I'm just going to spin.